As you can see, it really didn't take, well, you don't know how much time it took, but it really didn't take a lot of time for it to get back up to boiling. And you might see that it's really sort of bubbling away. The way that agar works, as it boils, it starts to trap the heat and the steam inside. And so more of it builds up. And so the bubbles will continue to rise and then spill out. Makes a mess. So you always want to make sure that as you're boiling it, however you're boiling it, you don't let it boil over. As you can see now, it is quite a bit clearer. That means that our agar has dissolved nicely. All right, so now we take it to the next step, which is sterilization. One thing worth noting is that the stir bar that was in there before is in there no longer. Obviously, especially if you are microwaving, you don't want a metal stir bar magnet down in your media. Metal and microwaves don't really get along too well. To remove stir bars, we have this sort of magnetic wand. You just dip it in there, it sticks to it, sort of shake off the extra media, put it on a paper towel, and you're good. Now, because we're sterilizing it, what we want to do is we want to kill everything that's inside and not let anything else get in afterward. We use the autoclave to kill everything inside, but we need it covered so that nothing gets in after, right? A lot of different things you could use. We just use aluminum foil. That's pretty standard, actually. Easy to get, easy to use, cheap. It's ideal. Now, one thing to note is that it is not fully clamped down, because when we put it in the autoclave, part of what we want is for the steam to be able to penetrate and the pressure to be able to penetrate to actually make sure that this is sterile. So we have that just sort of nestled over top, and then once we take it out, we will clamp it shut to make it airtight. If we aren't using it right away, I usually will tape around as well to make sure it's truly airtight, and that keeps out any contamination. So this is our autoclave. You will be meeting it in person when you come into lab. It's basically a giant pressure cooker. It has one chamber that seals completely. Pressurized steam is injected, and it's held there for between 15 and 30 minutes. That high heat, about 121 degrees Celsius. As you can see here, different programs. 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes is our normal liquid when we're sterilizing stuff to be used. Then we have our kill one, which is the same thing, just for 30 minutes. This makes sure that anything that's in there is dead. Spores, any other contaminants. So when we're done with stuff, to make sure it's dead before we get rid of it, we use the kill phase. So anyway, what we would do is we would put all of the media that we want to sterilize into this tub. Put it right in, and then there is a little pedal down at the bottom. Push that, and you see this thick, double-layered jacketed door. Raise. And you can hear that sort of clamping there. What's happening right now, as you can hear, is that it is pressurizing that chamber. You can see the jacket pressure is going up a little bit. The chamber pressure has also gone up. That is just to make sure that it's prepared for when you actually start the autoclave. To do that, pretty simple. We just push the button for the program that we want. It will remind us to close the door. Once it reads that the door is closed, we push it again, and it gives us an estimated time remaining, which is not actually how long it takes. It goes through different phases. Usually the time is about an hour and 10 minutes or so, because it has to pressurize. Then it goes through its cycle of 15 minutes, and then it has to depressurize before it'll be safe to open up. And that is autoclaving. We can take a look at it when it's done. But for now, this is all you really need to know.